Hey, High Vibers. My name is Jess, and I am the founder of High Vibe Herbals. Um, Welcome to my channel, and welcome to the rest of your healthy life. so, um, Plants helped me change my paradigm. Paradigm is a word that was coined, I guess you'd say, by Bob Proctor, who I absolutely loved. He is now only in the spiritual form. He's no longer in the physical. He did pass a few years ago. And he would always say, change your paradigm. You know, the reason that you're not where you want to be, it's because your paradigm is where you don't want it to be. You have to change your paradigm. And for years, I'm like, what is he talking about? What is this paradigm thing that he's talking about? Which is just your process and ways of thinking. Change the way that your perception, change the way that you view things, right? And so when we're changing perception, changing the way that we view things, it is not easy. It is difficult. And it's difficult because you have to release the emotional connection that you have to whatever it is that you're experiencing, right? That can be extremely challenging, especially when it's something that brings you, that you're attached to, whether it brings you happiness, sadness, or, anger. We are attached to what we have and experience in this life. And that's where we have, like the Buddha comes in and has told us to detach from the world. Detach. You want to just have no expectations, no, like, let things fall as they may. Don't bother, don't worry. Let things be what they are. Don't be attached to it. Let the outcomes be what they be, basically. And that also is difficult, but then there's also still the Buddhist teaching of, well, we are creating our own suffering. It doesn't have to be difficult to detach. We are making it that way. And I laugh because it's like, yes, it is difficult because no, I don't want to let this go. It's for me, a lot of the times, it's like if I say that, okay, I'm going to let this go, I would always, in my brain would word that as, okay, so the universe is going to take that from me. Like, that means God can just take it out of my life now. If I'm ready to let it go, it's going to go away. Right? Like, I'm holding this Sharpie. If I let it go, what's it going to do? It's going to fall. It's going to go away. But that is not how life works. And that is something that I'm still learning. Like today, I'm having a bit of a hard time. My life is a bit, not a bit, it's extremely stressful right now. An extreme amount of pressure is on me. I can feel it right now in my gut. I can feel it in my pelvic area. And so, I have to make sure that I'm exercising, that I'm releasing, right? And also allowing myself to let go of outcomes, allowing myself to, whatever it's not supposed to be here, allow it to move. Don't have attachment to even what I view or see things as. Like, allow things to morph, change, and develop as they need to, knowing that God always has my back and I am not going to be left in a desert without water. I am going to be okay. It's just soaking that in. Like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. So, yeah, as I was saying, when you let go of things in your life, unlike what your hand is doing with the Sharpie, things don't just let go on. Things don't just fall away when you let them go. Okay. What falls away is like the hair that's in your hair, that's on your head, that is ready to leave, right? When you have that extra strands that just, there's hair falling out. I did my hair yesterday, so nothing's gonna be falling out right now. But when you you pull away your hair and, you know, you brush your hair and you have the extra strands that go away. It's because it's time for it to go. It's because there's already a replacement that's grown there. Things don't just fall, unless it is actually time for it to go. So it is recognizing like, okay, if it is time for it to go, if things are going to fall away, then that means that I don't need it anymore, because there is something that is going to replace it. Because there is something that, you know, even if it's not a direct replacement, like you really don't need it anymore for your next level of life. Like you are ascending every new year, every time your birthday comes around. What the process should be is that you ascend, you level up, you move up to another phase. But the only way for you to do that is if you are okay with letting go of the way that things look. Okay. How does this relate to the herbs? How does it relate to plants? I'm getting there. When you allow things to let go, when you let things go, let things fall as they may, don't worry, don't stress, just move through life easy breezy, and, you know, have your direction of where you'd like to be in mind, and know that you're going to get there, but you don't know what that's going to look like. You don't know exactly how you're going to get there. So you allow the miracles and magical experiences to unfold, right? Because that's how life is. It's beautiful, beautiful chaos. Okay. With that being said, we have these emotional ties. We have these emotional ties that are in our lives. And like you can't let go of necessarily your emotion, right? So your emotions are something that you can't remove. You can process, you can move through, but you can't say, oh, nope, I don't want to feel angry at that right now, so I'm not even going to be angry, right? I've tried doing that. It doesn't work. All that it does is get suppressed. It suppresses within you, and I'm touching my gut right now because that's where it goes. It suppresses, and anger specifically goes to the liver. And then what happens? After so long of it being suppressed, the liver begins to not operate properly. Things begin to happen. I've said this in my other videos before, but your habits, your life habits begin to be toxic for the liver. Like, okay, well now things aren't working the way that they should. Okay, now all of a sudden it's reflecting in my physical body. Things are happening. And once that begins to happen, well, you want to catch it so that you don't continue on this downward spiral. Okay. If you've watched my other videos, I feel like I'm saying the same thing, and I am okay with that as long as everyone is getting the point, because apparently that's the message that needs to be delivered. So you want to prevent yourself from being on that downward spiral as much as you can. And if you are on that downward spiral, you want to be able to stop yourself midway and just go, okay, wait, we're going to turn this around, and I'm going to walk back. I'm going to walk back up the hill where I feel safe, where I'm feeling good. Okay. It's so cool that the video has these, these different, I speak with my hands, and it's like, here's a thumbs up. Yay. I love that. Anyway, you want to walk back up the hill, to a sensation, a feeling of being well, and, you know, just being grateful and knowing that everything's going to be okay, feeling satisfied, you know. We all want to be happy in this life. We want to be happy, want to experience joy, want to feel that. And you do, but maybe it's not always going to be this, I'm excited feeling. Maybe we're not always going to be like, yay, you know, all the time. I thought it was going to do some more. No. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Anyway, as I was saying, it's not always going to be like that. You're not always going to have fireworks coming out the back of your head and blasting with excitement. Satisfaction is, you know, basically what we want. And satisfaction in terms of knowing like, hey, I have a new goal. You know what? I'm going to reach that goal. And I'm satisfied with the fact that I am going to reach it and the direction that I'm going to take to get there, but I'm not going to be hung up on how I am going to get there. Okay. I'm going to make the moves that I feel led to do, and that's it. It sounds so much easier for me to say it than it is to actually do it. So now I can answer, how do herbs play into this? Well, High Vibe Herbals was created um, with that in mind. How do we move through these emotions to remove, release, recover from stagnation, recover from overwhelm, to just keep going, and you just want to feel good. It's High Vibe Herbals. I made it so that it helps you feel good and feel like you're an important person, because you are. Like, how do I feel the love that's out there for me? How do I feel God's love in a cup of tea? If you can't feel it outside of you, you can at least feel it on the inside. Brew that tea and drink it, right? That cup of tea. You're gonna feel the love then, because it's gonna make you smile, right? The emotions that you feel are more like signals. They are not to be released, they are to be acknowledged. And that is where High Vibe Herbals comes in. What you do is you can I say take as if it's medicine. You can ingest, experience, even sometimes rub these plants on your body, drink the plants as a tea, drop it into your mouth as an extract or elixir, and they help you through the emotions. Okay? The plants help you move through it. The plants help you ease through it. They take you on a journey down the path. Okay? They support your body through it. The best example that I have for that, which I believe I provide examples in every video that I do, so please go ahead and look through my videos. Right now, I have one on happiness, increasing the joy, right? Maintaining the happiness. I have one on sadness, and it's processing, accepting the way that you feel, and moving through it, not to get out of it, but being in it and moving through it. Because what you don't want to do is push it aside, because then it suppresses, and the suppression is what continues or causes stagnation. I'll explain what stagnation is. That just means that when things in your body aren't flowing, when your chakras are blocked, right? So we have these magnetic points throughout our body, throughout the center of our body, from our head down to our toes, and they're spinning, 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 right? They're magnetic. That also translates to everything's working in the body and it's working optimally. Well, our emotions are so powerful that, it's our body's way of saying, hey, this is a clue. This is a clue. You have to work through this. And if you decide that you tell your body, no, I'm not going to work through this, I'm just going to put my attention elsewhere. I am not going to accept that. I'm going to put my attention elsewhere. Then what happens is the body, just that area that it may come into, like grief, it's the heart. Right? You don't want to pay attention to the fact that you're feeling grief and you're just like, whatever, I'm going to move on to the next thing. Well, that magnetic point is no longer as strong, because now it's clouded. You can think of it like I think of it like it gets cloudy, And so it gets cloudy, and then after some time, more grief gets on top, more sadness, more, just more things go on top of it. And suddenly, well, now we're having problems with our hearts. Now things are just going wrong in our lives. Man, I'm laughing because I feel like I just explain like doom and gloom all the time. But this is who videos for. Like, if you're experiencing doom and gloom, this is how it happens. It's literally a snowball effect. Like, there's one thing that starts it, and then another thing gets added, and another thing gets added, and another thing gets added, and now you're going down the hill collecting more and more snow over and over and over again. Okay? Until you fall into the abyss of I don't know what. But You don't want to be there feeling like that. Okay. Um, so as these emotions come up, let's say for the heart, right? If you're experiencing grief, know that it actually affects your living heart, that you have the organ. Okay. Your body can end up developing or becoming weaker. Your heart can end up becoming weaker, like the people who have died from a broken heart. You know, I mean, I can't say we all know someone like that, but, it happens. It legit happens. And it's because our emotions are connected with our physical body. Like the emotions manifest within the physical body. And they're meant for us to work through. Okay, I see that I'm experiencing this pain because I'm going through grief because of whatever. How do I process this? What can I do? And so the way that I myself, Jess, and High Vibe Herbals, let me separate myself from High Vibe Herbals because I'm only the one providing the structure. The plants are doing all the work. The way that High Vibe Herbals comes in is High Vibe Herbals provides this thing for you to take, for you to drink, for you to get into your body, these plants in several different forms that's going to support that part of your body. Okay. So again, feeling grief, experiencing grief. Well, now I'm going to take the rose elixir because I know that the rose elixir is great for the heart and it's going to support my heart as I work through these feelings. It's actually going to help me transform within it. Okay. Same with sadness. Sadness and grief are, pretty much together. Same thing. Anger is going to be the liver. And I'm actually working on liver and anger products right now. I guess remedies for that. So right now, actually, the chai tea is a great one because it has ginger in there, among other things. Even the elderberry extract is good for getting the liver to working and really supporting it, right? It's good for supporting it. And so what you want to do is make sure, like, I'm feeling this feeling. Okay, what am I going to make sure that I incorporate into my body right now to support these parts of my body, support my organs while I am going through this, while I'm working through this? Well, if I'm feeling anger, all right, let me drink my chai. Let me go ahead and even have my rose, what's my tea? Warm rose tea. I'm going to make sure that I keep up on my elderberry. Especially, I feel like the elderberry also works really for anything because these emotions can suppress your immune system, right? Again, making your body feel weaker, and then your body is unable to react to contagions fast enough, right? They end up settling in. So that's what happens when you get a cold or any sort of virus of some sort. When something's trying to attack your body, if your body is busy working on other things and it's not able to react in time, that is why it sets in. You want to make sure that your body is operating optimally. Okay. Now, this is also sometimes when we're feeling really strong emotions, we have a hard time keeping up with a good diet. We go veer and go to comfort food, which is even more so another reason why, like, if comfort food is your thing, I want you to lean in on the extracts and to lean in on the elixirs more than the tea, because that's more concentrated. So you can get a more intense, I'm trying to not say like treatment, but you get more bang for your buck, more of the plant in that little squirt that you're taking versus drinking a whole cup of tea and you're getting it faster. All right. So, and you can do an extract plus drink your teas because the teas are going to be much lighter. Also sometimes more enjoyable way to take in the herbs, but as far as potency, it's much lighter in that. So as I said, let's see, what other emotion is there? Oh, anxiousness, anxiety, right? That's all in the brain. That can also affect like your blood pressure, right? Well, all of it actually. Okay, the whole body's connected, right? But depending on how the emotions are moving through your body and what's already trapped in your body, what emotions are already trapped and what organs are already affected. Things happen, it affects your blood pressure. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that you have hibiscus. So hibiscus is also used for increasing the happiness, like really increasing joy. But it's also can be used to help with that. It may help to guess make you feel better when it comes to blood pressure. So see, I'm really trying to limit the way that I say these things so I don't sound like a doctor, because I do have to say I don't have any medical training. However, the training that I do have is using these plants to manage emotions. Okay. If you know of Bach flower essences, this way, I don't know if you're watching the video and you might be like, what is she talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Look up Bach flower essences. And that's basically what that company is built on, which I didn't know that until after I started High Vibe Herbals. I'm here I'm like a mad scientist. I've never heard of any of these things. Why am I doing this? And then I see Bach flower essences and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm onto something. So this has already been out here, right? But now I realize that I play a role in getting this information out so that more people can see, understand, experience how the natural world is here to support our human being, the human life that we have. Okay. So I gave you a few examples. I'm not going to run through any more examples of how, because what I've done in this channel, in this YouTube channel, is I've created videos, and I'm still creating these videos on which emotions go with which herbal blend that I create. Okay. Yeah. So you want to know something crazy? I guess I'll share it because everyone should know. Okay. Everyone should know. If you are familiar with astrology, astrology isn't just about if you're a Cancer, you're a crybaby. If you're Capricorn, you're a workaholic. Astrology is also, is it astrology? Yeah, I guess herbal astrology. It's also like Jupiter is associated with the liver. You ain't know that. Now, what planet is associated with the heart? I believe that's Venus. No, Venus is the reproduction. Okay, whatever. I got to look back at my notes, but each planet is associated with a part of the body. Okay, which is crazy. Just like how each planet is associated with a zodiac sign, like for Cancer, the moon, which the moon isn't really a planet, but the moon is its home. Or for Gemini, Mercury is its home, and so that means that if you have a planet that, this is herbal astrology, it goes great. I'm not going to go into explaining it because I don't want to confuse you. The point of this video is for me to explain to you how I go about creating these, how I go about creating these products that help us with developing, working through our emotional body to support the physical body. Okay. And so that's what I do. The emotional body is important because that's the very, very beginning of everything, right? You feel the emotion first and then it sinks into the body. And so again, processing, accepting the feelings. Man, I have a whole video on acceptance and how that raises your vibration, because you can still feel sad and be at a high vibration. You can feel sad and angry and then turn around and, oh, what I wanted was right there. I know a lot of people who that's happened to. And I'd be like, what? Like how I've always been like, how is it that you get so upset, you start to like rage, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. And it's because you're still operating at a high vibration. Like it's still there. Like you cannot stop your magnetism. This is who you are. This is who we are. Okay. So you want to continue being magnetic. You want to continue living a life that is high vibrational. Of course, come to High Vibe Herbals. Buy your teas, elixirs, and extracts from High Vibe Herbals to maintain that. And like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can continue receiving videos. Follow me on Instagram at High Vibe Herbals. I'm also getting onto TikTok. You can just search High Vibe Herbals for now. I'm trying to get my TikTok account back because I didn't necessarily lose it. I lost the login information and I also changed my email. So long story short, I don't have it back yet. But you can go ahead and search up High Vibe Herbals on TikTok if you want to. But yeah, that's basically it for the video. I want to thank you so much for being here and share this video with anyone that you feel may benefit from it. I hope that you benefited from it and continue living a high vibe life and remembering to accept your emotions, even if they hurt. And when it hurts so much that it's unbearable, drink some tea, take some of the elixir, drop some elixir in your mouth, eat a fruit, do something, experience plants in some way, go out into the forest. Okay. Go sit in the grass. And I promise you the earth will reabsorb. And I say reabsorb because everything goes in a cycle, right? The earth will absorb your frustration. The earth will absorb the emotions that you cannot hold and feed you back with emotions that you can hold. It will soothe you. Okay? Bye.